welcome to Lynn's Recipes. Today I'm making lasagna. This is a recipe that my aunt gave me a long time ago, and over the years I've tweaked it to suit my family's taste. To make this lasagna, these are the ingredients that you will need. You'll need lasagna noodles, a pound of Italian sausage, and we're going to actually take that out of the casings to brown it up, a half a cup of chopped onion, a garlic clove that's been chopped, a 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. You'll need a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, teaspoon of fennel seed, a tablespoon of granulated sugar, tablespoon of dried basil, a tablespoon of dried oregano, a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 eggs, a 15-ounce container of Ricotta Cheese, and a pound of shredded Mozzarella Cheese. Also, you'll need a baking dish that's been sprayed with cooking spray. So to get my lasagna noodles ready for this dish, I don't really like to boil them. That just is a lot of trouble. So I saw the Barefoot Contessa do this one time on her show, and I tried it and I really liked it, and so I'm going to show you this little trick. You put your lasagna noodles in a glass baking pan, and you pour boiling water over them, and this helps to soften them up so that they're a little bit pliable, that you can assemble your dish, and they won't be all the way cooked, but they will continue to cook when you put it in the oven to bake after you've got it all put together. So this is the way I do it. I tried it, I liked it, so that's the way I continue to do it. So what we're going to do is just leave this to sit here for a little while we make our meat mixture, and then it'll be ready to assemble. So I'm squeezing the last little bit of my sausage out of the casing, and we've got our stove turned on, and we're going to start breaking this up to brown it. So I'm going to use my little tool here to break up my sausage so it can maybe be in little segments that are all the same size. And then we'll add our onion and our garlic and continue on with the browning process. So our sausage is broken up. So now what I'm going to do is add my onions and garlic, and I'm going to continue on with the browning process. So our sausage, onions, and garlic are all browned and sauteed together. So now we're going to add the rest of our ingredients for the meat sauce. We're going to add our diced tomatoes. These are 2 cans of tomato paste. Our fennel, red pepper flakes, and sugar, and our basil and our oregano. We're going to mix this all together, and we're going to turn it down and let it saute for 15 minutes. I always like to add just a tiny bit of ground black pepper and a little bit of salt towards the end. And now we're just going to stir this in and just let it continue on simmering for about 15 minutes. While we're waiting for our meat sauce to finish and our noodles to soften up, I'm going to make the ricotta Parmesan egg mixture that we need. So I'll take my container of ricotta cheese and put it in a bowl. My half cup of grated Parmesan cheese and my 2 eggs. And we just stir this all together and then set it aside till we're ready to assemble the dish. And there it is. Our lasagna is ready to assemble. So the first thing we're going to do is lay a row of noodles in the bottom of our baking pan. So I'm just going to, you can see now that they're pliable from sitting in this boiling water, but they're not completely soft. They'll soften up a little bit more in the cooking process. So I'm just going to lay them across like this. And then I'm going to take one. This one's stuck a little bit. And I'm going to lay it across this side, and then I'm going to take a knife and cut it to make it fit. So that would be our first layer of noodles. The next thing that we do is put half of our meat sauce on top of our noodles. So I just kind of take my spoon and divide it up a little bit. And just spoon it out on top of the noodles. And I'll go back and spread it more evenly after I get it all on here. So we're just going to spread it out a little bit on our noodles. Get a little bit on all of them so everybody gets a bite of the meat sauce. The next thing we do is put a layer of our ricotta Parmesan egg mixture. And we use about half of this too because we're only making the 2 layers. So I kind of dollop just a little bit like this until I feel like I have about half of it. And then I just kind of spread this out with my spoon the best that I can. It's not going to completely cover everything, but it will spread out a little bit in the baking process too. So we just do the best we can with that. The next layer is a half a pound of the shredded mozzarella. And we just evenly sprinkle that over the cheese mixture. And now we're ready to make another layer, just like we did the first one. So we'll take the noodles and place them in the pan on top of the cheese. And take this one. I'll just lay it right here and cut it to fit the pan. Rest of the meat mixture on top of the noodles. Side. Again, spread it evenly over the noodles. Looks pretty good. Put that down a little bit. Then the rest of our cheese mixture, just dop it on again and spread it out. And then we're going to finish up with our last half pound, or our last half pound of mozzarella cheese. Sorry. Sprinkled evenly on the top. Spread it out. And now this will go into a 350-degree preheated oven for 35 minutes. Our lasagna is done, and this is what it looks like right out of the oven. And now I want to cut some and put it on a plate and show you what it looks like on the plate. And it's like they say, the first piece is always the hardest to get out. We're going to do our best. So this is my family's favorite lasagna recipe. I hope that you'll enjoy it too.